Okay. Welcome to the Black Bear Film Festival. We saw an incredible film last night, and then we just got done watching Life of Layla, which about addiction. I couldn't even ask my question because my voice was cracking. And I am here today with Kathleen. I'm going to let you say your last name.
Kathleen Marinacchio.
Kathleen Marinacchio.
There we go.
Did I do it
Yeah,
good?
you did it
Okay,
great.
thank you so much.
You can now be an Italian.
I'm like, it's Italian by osmosis. But Kathleen also did, I want to get this in, the cover of the program and the posters are absolutely beautiful. Eye-catching, colorful, and humorous at the same time. So thank you. We're very excited to have our film festival this year in our renovated theater. What did you think?
I love it.
You love it?
I walked in and everything was painted. It used to be very green. You know, I worked here in high school.
You did.
I have a fond memory of the theater, and it was my first job. And it's beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the velvet, the new seats, the new walls.
We have heat.
The heat.
We have heat is the biggest thing.
The bar, how he opened up the bar. I mean,
Yeah.
if you haven't been down, you should definitely come down.
We're very excited about it. So I know you grew up here.
Mm-hmm.
What brings you back to Milford?
Well, first of all, a man brought me back.
It's always a man.
Like, if we have to say the truth, a man brought me back from high school, you know, had a little love story, came back. But the Black Bear was always here when I was growing up and in my 20s, and I was like, I want to be part of this someday. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I've always been into design and painting, and I've actually painted a ton of these houses in the area.
You painted them?
Not like painted them, but like paintings of them.
Yeah, you've done paintings.
Yeah, so I would come back during college and pick the houses I liked and paint them. So I've always come back and been an artist. So when I was back with him and we bought a house, I was like, I want to do a bear. Like, I always wanted to do a bear.
Right.
So I, you know, did an idea of this like New York versus LA versus Rome.
Because you live in LA now.
Right, because I live in LA. So I did this concept of like 4 cities that are like dividing you. And I pitched for a bear. And I got the bear and I did the bear.
I love it.
So,
what was your bear called?
My bear's name was Holmes, Holme.
So Kathleen, what do you think about the future of films that are shown at a small film festival like this? These are independent films. We just saw a powerful film, Life of Layla, about addiction. Word needs to get out there. How do you personally see getting the message out there through films, through these independent films?
So that's very interesting because I work in distribution at Warner, and what we have realized is that you have to like go to and talk to all the distribution channels. So you can't just go be a film. You have to be on SVOD, subscription video on demand, like a Netflix or a Hulu or an Amazon. And you need a lawyer to do all of that stuff. So any of these films, I mean, you know, it might be great if we could offer or be able to handle representation for some of these people.
Who would the we be?
We, the Black Bear. You know, if we could help get lawyers and help get distribution for them. And content companies will not talk to you unless you have a lawyer.
Absolutely.
So you can have the greatest film out there, and if you don't have somebody to represent you and prove that it's yours later, they won't talk to you. Now, every single entertainment company has distribution channels like subscription video on demand. They have blue ribbon committee contents. They have smaller content groups that look for content to distribute in other places besides the big screen.
Right.
So with a film like this, you can go to other festivals. You can go to Sundance, you can go to Cannes, you can apply for all of the short films.
You can apply, and you don't know if you're going to get in.
And you might have to edit them down because they have rules.
Yeah,
for
they all have criteria for the time.
So you can do all of that, but then you still need somebody to, you know, be your advocate and be your speaker. I just talked to somebody the other day who's doing a Netflix documentary called Found. And it's, again, they did the same thing. They shot it themselves. It's a small film about a bunch of children from China that were born to the same mother and put in the same orphanage and have found each other.
Wow.
And again, they built this thing and they had no idea what they were going to do with it until they got themselves representation. So the representation is key. Also, I think Black Bear could do a whole thing where we could still pay and put the films online, whether it's on a YouTube or somewhere, and you get a code and you could watch it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. idea doing the online
doing
thing.
an online thing where people from other places that can't get here can go and watch them
Agreed.
in that kind of
A lot of
format.
festivals did that in the last year. I know Chelsea Film Festival,
Yep.
where we had our documentary. They did that last year. You could see all the films online.
So
That's a great idea.
That would be a great thing. We could put them on an unlisted playlist on YouTube and share them out to members, and, you know, whatever. So there's a lot of ways to get it out there, but representation is going to be key.
But the representation is key. And to your point, it has to be a lawyer. It has to be. Can it be somebody that gets distribution on different platforms?
Oh, you have to distribute on different platforms.
What now? Would that be like a small channel that might be online that has different channels on it? You know, there's a lot of streaming going on.
I mean, Netflix they'll pick up indie stuff.
Netflix, it's known for that. And I heard Amazon too, right?
Amazon will too.
Who do you think people should contact at Netflix? If you were going to talk to a filmmaker and give them a clear-cut way of doing this, what department do they go to at Netflix?
You would probably, I don't know exactly Netflix, but contact anybody in distribution or legal to start
Distribution
with.
or legal,
Yeah,
okay.
distribution or legal.
Brilliant. I love that. We totally learned something. Thanks for the tip. Most of our work has been, I'll give you my card before we go. We work in remote places in the world and tell stories that other people aren't telling. This film that we're doing, that's in the southern Omo Valley in Ethiopia, and that's all my contact and stuff.
Okay.
So that's for you. But the film we're working on, Working Dogs, a love story, we were doing therapy dogs and service dogs, and we filmed a lot in the area here. People with PTSD, your canine patrol force, which was over in Stokes Forest, who knew that, went out with them with their dogs and everything. But then the pandemic hit, and I noticed in Manhattan, every single person was getting a dog. Why is that? Because all the people we were filming for this film, a lot of them were physically disabled, or they had behavioral or emotional problems. Now you have run-of-the-mill Joe who's so freaked out by the pandemic, they need something consistent that they can love in their lives, that's going to love them back, and they're working from home. Now it's a whole ballgame. So we started filming that portion of the film called Pandemic Puppies.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So we haven't finished it yet because there's still things that we want to say. But I feel like Alan does. You do these things, and we just got an award for the Hollywood, Florida Film Festival 2 days ago for a film we did about tribal people, Fragile Beauty. But again, our stuff is out there in festivals and things like that. I get hired for spokesperson all the time. But in terms of getting the content, these guys on stage, this film is freaking brilliant. Brilliant. They're like, we need to get it out into places where there is addiction. We want, we know that there has to be a bigger picture. They came real close to getting a deal with HBO, but they said on stage, but they bought another film about opiates. Does it boil down to like, hey, we got the opiate category, we got to fill that category?
No,
this film I'm telling you would have been crying. You're right. You said you saw like the first
kid, and I was
like,
I don't think I can watch that.
Right. The eyes of an addictive family told through a 7-year-old girl. It's pretty freaking powerful with the innocence of a child.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a disease. Being addicted is a disease. But they were so close. The filmmakers are here, and I'm going to put them on camera. I want to talk about it. They were so close, and yet, sorry, we're going to pass on this. They even had to edit and change the film and get it to 94 minutes, like what you were talking about. They did all this stuff, and yet it was passed over. So, what's the solution to that?
Yeah, and you do have to shop them a lot.
You got to shop them a lot, right?
Because it's time and place, right? Like I know, I can't speak for Warner Theatrical because I don't really do all of that, but they buy stuff,
I know,
and then they hold it.
Yep.
So they buy like book rights, and then they hold them. They buy these things, but then they have to slate it out. Everything it's called a slate.
Yep.
So you have your theatrical slate, your TV slate, what you make pilots of. Like, there's a plan. So sometimes it's not the right time in the right place.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to keep shopping it, and the best thing that could happen is somebody else gets it and somebody else wishes they got it.
Yeah, right. I love that. Just say that one more time.
Yeah. The best thing I can say is like you sell it, and there's a time and a place where somebody else buys it and somebody else wishes they bought it. So you just got to keep shopping it around and take take the offer that works. And the thing is, you have to get it out there. So take the offer, you get it. Right now, ratings, like when we talk about ratings and we talk about how things are monetized, it's not the days of Friends where you put it on NBC and it gets a 24 share. Like, those days are over. Now what has to happen, it goes on NBC, it goes on Hulu, ad supported, it goes in syndication, it goes on whatever online, and then all of that adds up to a 24 share. You have to get it in a lot of components. It's a lot of components to entertainment. It's not easy like make a film, put it in a festival, get it on there. But like
it used to be that way.
But those days are over. You have to get them, honestly, like it's like fonts. You have to put your fonts up for free so that people use them and then somebody wants to buy them. So you put it on YouTube, you have a channel, you talk about it, you put it in festivals, you do interviews. You have to work hard at this stuff. It's not just making the film. It's the marketing of it all too. So
the truth.
I've been around this business a long time. Although I do design and I don't sell stuff.
You know your stuff.
I hear the deals like we work hard to sell a new show. Like we'll spend millions of dollars at the networks at Warner to make a new show, and it lasts as long as it lasts, right? So you gotta put a lot into it.
You really gave us what I call the meat and potatoes. And by the way, I love the way your hair, blue, is coordinated with your eyeshadow. This is a woman after my own heart.
Well, the reason my hair is blue is because my daughter went to college on August. Okay, this is a funny story. She goes to college on August 21st, and I'm literally crying like the whole time.
Of course.
Best friend, love her to death. Like we've gone through ups and downs, trials, tribulations, whatever. Pre-med student at Pittsburgh. She's at
great Pittsburgh University.
Yep.
Johanna, Max's wife, that's where their daughter is.
That's where I saw that.
Oh my gosh.
So I go, and then my husband forces me to go up to Anchorage for the weekend to fish, and I'm like, I don't want to go. So I dye my hair blue because I was feeling blue.
I love it.
And then he said that hopefully it got the blues out. And I was like, oh, there's a whole story to like why my hair is blue.
That is brilliant. And her eye makeup is the same tone of blue as the blue she used in her hair. So always ready for anything.
And if you look at the flowers, the
same
leaves, they're blue too.
same blue. So there you go. She really is a design perfectionist. Kathleen, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was so much to shake your
Great
hand.
meeting you, and we'll be seeing you throughout the festival.
And if you see me at the festival, stop me and talk to me. I'm super social bug.
You are super social, and I totally get it. Thank you. Thanks so much. This is so great.
Awesome.
And I hope we can use, I mean, you gave us things nobody else can give us because